morning, everyone. Happy Monday. So for this week, we are going to have 8 pieces of paper, not 5. And that's because I'm going to start putting an exit ticket. So let me just show you how our materials are supposed to look for today. So on your piece of paper, you're going to write Monday. Then you're going to write your name and the date, which is 4/6/20. After you do that, you will have number 1 with a line in the middle, and then number 2. Then on the back, you will have number 3 with a line in the middle, and number 4. And on another piece of paper, you're going to write exit ticket at the top. This is very important because you are going to take a picture of your exit ticket and you are going to put it on Seesaw. So you are not taking a picture of this work for 1 through 4. You are not taking a picture of that. This is something that we will speak with you when we have conferences. The only thing you're taking a picture of is your exit ticket. And if you have any more questions, just make sure you reach out to your teacher. All right, so let's get started. All right, so we're going to go to question number 1. On your paper, you are not writing the problem. You're just going to draw a box. And then on the bottom of the box, you're going to write more with a blank line and then less with a blank line because you're going to write the name of who has more and who has less. Then below that, you're going to write answer and you're going to put a line because that's where you're going to write your complete sentence. So this is all you have to write for number 1. Okay. I'm going to read number 1. Nahom has 45 Pokemon cards. He has 32 more Pokemon cards than Fabian. How many Pokemon cards does Fabian have? Label more and less. Okay, so this would be the time where we would figure out who has more and who has less. So I'm going to give you some time to look at this and figure that out. Okay, so reading this, it says that he has 32 more, which they're talking about Nahom. So we know that he has more, which means that Fabian has to have less. So on your paper, make sure that you are writing that Nahom has more and Fabian has less. Now the question says, how many Pokemon cards does Fabian have? So on your paper, you're going to circle Fabian. And now we know that he has less. So for our number sentence, we're going to make sure that we subtract. Okay, because less means we're going to subtract. So in your box, you're going to put a little rectangle. And you're going to write a number sentence that makes sense with less. Okay, so hopefully you wrote 45 minus 32 equals question mark. Now label your total and your parts. Okay, so 45 is our total. And we can see that 32 is a part, but we're actually missing a part here. So now you're going to take the time to do your own strategy. Remember, the strategy that I draw might not be the same exact one that you do. As long as you have the same answer, that's okay. All right, so I'm actually going to, let's see. I'm going to start with my total and I'm going to take away from it. So I'm going to put 45 and then I'm going to represent the 32 parts by doing 3 tens. 1, 2, 3, and then 2 ones. I'm actually going to count down so I can figure out what my missing part was. So 45, 35, 25, 15, 14, and 13. Now you can take the time to write a number sentence that matches your work. You can do this as I'm doing it at the same time. So mine was 45 minus 32 equals 13. You can box your missing part wherever it is. So 13 was our answer. Now you can answer this in a complete sentence. How many Pokemon cards does Fabian have? Fabian has 13 Pokemon cards. Okay, now we're going to move on to number 2. This is where you're going to have on your paper. You're just going to write 437 at the top so that you know you're looking for an answer that equals the same as that number. Then you're going to write A, B, C, D. I don't want you writing all of the possible answers, but once you find out which one is the same as 437, I want you to circle it, and then you can write that answer out. So you're not going to write each one, just the one that's correct. So this one's a quick and easy one for you to do. All right, so number 2, it says circle the value that is the same as 437. I'm going to slowly read through each one, and then I'll give you some time to decide what answer you think it is. So is it A, 4 tens, 3 hundreds, 7 ones? B, 4 hundreds, 3 ones, 7 tens? C, 3 tens, 4 hundreds, 7 ones? Or D, 7 ones, 4 tens, 3 hundreds? I'll give you a moment to decide which one you think is the same as 437. Okay, I'm going to go through it. So looking at A, it says 4 tens, 300, 7 ones. Well, I automatically know this is not correct because we don't have 4 tens. We actually have 3 tens. So I'm going to cross that out. B, 4 hundreds. Okay, that's right. 3 ones. Not correct because we have 7 ones, so I'm going to cross that out. C, 3 10s, that's correct. 4 hundreds, yep, and 7 ones. Okay, so hopefully you circled C and you wrote out this answer so that you can see it's the same. Let's look at this last one. 7 ones, yep. 4 10s, not correct. So we got to cross that off. All right, now it's time for your dance break. So why do we hold on, stuck in the stormy weather? Stuck in the stormy weather. Hope you had fun with your dance break. All right, so we're going to move on to question number 3. So at the top, you're just going to write 8 plus 13 equals blank plus 7. And then whenever I do anything with these equations, you can copy that as well. Okay. I'm going to read the directions. Make this number sentence true. Find the missing value. So again, whenever we have anything in the middle, like the equal sign, we want to make sure that we're separating these equations and figuring out which side can we solve first. We're going to put a line in the middle. So make sure you're doing that on your paper right now. Now I can see that I'm missing a number on this side, so I can't do that yet. So I actually want you to focus on this side and solve this equation right here. All right, so I'm going to put 13 in my brain. Then I'm going to do 8 circles. Then I'm going to count up because my equation has me adding. So 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So hopefully you got 21. Once you have that answer, you can put it at the top. Now what we want to do for this side, we already have 7. But the goal is that we need to get to 21. And once we figure out what number was missing, we can add it in our blank spot. So I want you to make sure that when you have 7 in your brain, and you're drawing your circles, make sure that you stop at 21. And then count your circles and you can fill out that blank spot. So you can do that now. All right, so I'm actually realizing that I could get to 21 a little bit quicker than only drawing circles. I can actually draw one 10 stick. So I'm going to put one 10 stick here. And 10 plus 7, that gets me to 17. So I'm not at 21 yet. So now I'm going to draw circles. 18, 19, 20. 21. So now my missing part is whatever I just drew here. So I'm going to count it up. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So 14 was that missing part. And now we have 21 is the same as 21. Okay, last question, number 4. So for this one, at the top, you can just write fact family because that's what we're going to be doing. And then you're going to write 1, 2, 3, 4. For number 1 and number 2, you're just going to have a blank spot. And then for number 3, you're going to write 13 minus 7 equals 6. And then for number 4, there will also be a blank spot. If you need more time, you can also look at my chart. All right. Number 4, it says finish the rest of the fact family. So the only number sentence that they gave us was a subtraction one, which is right here. First thing that we can do to figure out the rest of the number sentences is we can label our total and our parts. So 13 is our total. 7 and 6 are our parts. Well, we know the total always goes before the minus sign. So I actually want you to write number 4 and figure out what number sentence you can do for this. That's different from number 3. Just make sure your total is before the minus sign. Okay, so hopefully you wrote 13 minus 6 equals 7. Because we already subtracted 7 here, so then we would have to switch these and subtract 6 for this one. Now we can do addition number sentences. Remember, you can add your parts to get to your total, and you can do commutative property where you switch your parts around. So I actually want you to do number 1 and number 2. Okay, so this doesn't have to be in any order. So if you have one of these number sentences, you're okay. So for this one, I'm going to start with 6, and then I'm going to add 7, which equals 13, our total. Then I'm going to switch it around and do 7 plus 6 equals 13. So hopefully you got those number sentences. All right, everyone, I hope you have a great Monday. Make sure that you are posting your work on the Seesaw website so that we can keep track of what you're doing. We're also going to have exit tickets as well, so keep a lookout for that. Bye.